Everybody, we are back. It is Saved Online, Trade Raiders podcast, Favorite Raiders channel, Favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for all of your protein needs. All right. So it is the Tank Bowl. The Tank Bowl, the top 5 bowl. I don't know what you want to call this, but this is the Tank Bowl. That's what I'm putting in the headline of this video.
The tank off.
Yeah, the preview of the Tankathon. The Tank Bowl or something, man.
It's like if you ever noticed on tankathons, it's the opposite where they the green the wins or whatever, because obviously it's like this is the Tankathon Bowl. Like we're in bowl season right now. This is the Raiders Jaguars sponsored by Tankathon.
Mm-hmm.
Battle for the number 1 pick.
Yep, exactly.
Or top 5 pick
or something, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you when you watch, man, but the Jags are pretty bad. This is a bad team. There's really no other way around it. I put that on Twitter that one of the plays I'm going to show on this show, and like people were like mad at me basically because I was like, well, Saquon Barkley can't. We don't have Saquon Barkley, Mike, bro. I mean, but
I saw that clip you posted. I'm like, dude, you or I could have scored that touchdown. I mean, he didn't get touched for 20 yards. But like, if you want to be like, like if you're trying to argue like Saquon, like, oh, he's worth the money, and you're on the opposite end of like, oh, running backs don't matter. Like that's the perfect clip. Be like, yeah, literally any NFL running back could have scored that touchdown because he legitimately didn't get touched
at all. You know what I mean? And that's basically how their defense is. It's crazy. You'll see them do stuff like last week against the Jets, and they're still having like the same mistakes that they were having like week 4 because. Because I was watching, I just got to the point and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to NFL Pro because I'm doing too much work on this. And I'm just going to put in touchdowns, giving up. And I just went through the touchdowns. I was like, yeah, this is ugly. So, but yeah, so that's the Jags on defense. What were the thoughts on offense? I know you're doing Brian Thomas today.
I mean, I took a similar approach, like, especially I think, I know Kirk is out. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is out for the year after that big hit he took a few weeks ago, and they put him on IR at the end of it. I think Gabe Davis, I can't remember if I think he might be hurt or he is at least not playing right now. But basically, their offense is Brian Thomas, do your thing. Like that's exactly how it goes. Like they're just trying to force feed him targets. The problem is they have Mac Jones starting at quarterback. Like we'll see one of them. Like they came out of the game gates. I think it was last week, and just threw Brian Thomas like 4 screens, and like he's like decent at screens and whatnot, but he's not exactly like a huge yak guy. Like he's good at it, but it's not like his forte. He's a little bit more down the field. They were just catering to Mac Jones' strengths, if you can catch my drift.
Yeah.
There, and like we'll see a couple deep shots here that I almost screamed, and I would be very pissed off if I was a Jags fan to start off. But yeah, their offense is really just one guy, and I mean it's a rookie that's pretty damn good. Like he can hurt you, obviously. I mean I think he's behind Ladd McConkey again on like receiving in a lot of receiving categories for wide receivers as rookies, but he's gonna get 1,000 yards at some point because he's at like 950 right now, 950 and change. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get 50 this week. So it's going to be a big battle and big test, but it will be interesting to see him and DeCamerion Richardson go at it because they should know each other pretty damn well. I mean, I know DeCamerion covered Neighbors a lot last year, but they played against each other for the last like 3 years within the SEC with LSU and Mississippi State going at it. So yeah, he's a pretty damn good player, but other than that, they don't have like a ton. Their O-line's like decent. They got Brandon, is it Sheriff? I think is that how you say it? Yeah. The guard. He's been a stud for a while. Walker Little's actually playing pretty well for them. He's the reason why they felt comfortable trading Cam Robinson and then extended. They ended up extending Little like a few weeks after that. He's playing pretty well in pass pro, but for the most part, like they don't have a whole lot that really scares you. There's a reason why they're 3-11, and we're talking about this being the Tank Bowl. They're not a great team.
Yeah, it's on both sides of the ball. I mean, I think on offense they got better players because on defense, that's why when I started watching, I was like thinking man, like they got a bunch of nobodies out here really, besides like Josh Hines-Allen, who I'm going to cover. And, there are some other guys in there. I mean, Eric Armstead doesn't even play. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what that's about. Because I didn't realize he was on the team until I went to some other games. So I was like, oh,
Did he get injured too? I think they're kind of like the Raiders, where they've had some bad injury luck too. Where it was, again, why they're down at the bottom of there. I think I don't know if Armstead's out now, but I think he got injured at some point in the season. Plus, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah, they got a bunch of really. I mean, their whole offense is on injury reserve. Ingram, Lawrence, Gabe Davis, Cooper Hodges, Christian Kirk. So yeah, that's their whole offense is on injury reserve, basically. I mean, but on defense, they really have the same players. I mean, Andre Sisco's out there. I think that's Darnell Savage, right? Is Savage? I don't know if that's Darnell Savage.
Yeah, Savage is up. He's on the team. Yeah, he's their starting safety.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you watch it, like, and then you start to look at the roster, you're like, I do know these guys, but then they're just getting. I don't know what's happening with the coaching. I don't know if it's coaching or like their linebackers can't cover really well. I think it's Devin Lloyd and guy I can't say his last name who just tackles a lot.
Oh yeah, Boy, you can't say his first name either. Olu. We'll go Olu. Yeah, he's a tackle machine.
Yeah, he's a tackle machine. And so like on paper, I feel like their defense should be better, but they play a lot of man and they can't really cover anybody. And then when they play cover 2, man, they just give up the seam. It's crazy what they do up the seams. And yeah, it's just not good football, basically. But I don't know. Maybe the Raiders just go out there and they just play terrible on offense, and the Jags look like a superstar team on defense. We don't know. I mean, because the Raiders are pretty bad on offense, but it's like I don't know. If as a fan, like if you want to see the Raiders win a game, like if they don't win this game, then I win another game. I'll just say that. Man, they're definitely gonna be picking.
So here's the thing, though. I mean, like next week's the Saints without Derek Carr. That's all. Yeah. They very well could win these next 2 games. They could win 3 in a row, honestly. Now that the Chargers have the beat the Broncos and can clinch, like they could very well win 3 in a row if the Chargers have nothing to play for in Week 18. And these next 2 games are against backup quarterbacks on teams that are not good at all. So.
Yeah, that is very true. But we'll see, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like if they go out there on offense and they just look like they look terrible, then it's a possibility. But it's this defense is going to make it very hard for them to look terrible. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
it's gonna be, it's going to be hard. All right. This has already got you up. Let's go into some Brian Thomas here. Let's get this done. Let's do this.
All right. So yeah, like I said, I completely recognize that these are not completions, but I wanted to start off these first couple plays just to show what Brian Thomas can do. Again, like they started out this game, I think this was against the Texans. They wanted to take deep shots. Like he's going up against Stingley here. I mean, you can see like he's open, man. Like he beats Stingley down the field. Like this is a potential touchdown. Problem is Lawrence probably a little late and 2 underthrows him. Now I would say he can do a better job of fighting back and going up and high pointing the ball. Like you see Stingley beats him vertically to the ball. But again, if that ball is thrown, at the top of the screen here on the hash mark and maybe a little bit half a second sooner, like that might be a touchdown, but it's late and underthrown and kind of floated, and it ends up being a pick. This time, this was when Mac Jones was in the game. I'll let you guess how this one goes again. Beats Stingley with a little double move there.
Wow.
And just misses them. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if the Raiders aren't careful, Cameron Richardson's not on top of his cues, or Jack Jones biting on double moves, like this guy can break loose and get and be able to create an explosive play. It's just a matter that the quarterback can hit him. Moving on a little bit to what he can do with his completions and what he's done the last few weeks. Again, with Mac Jones at quarterback, they've been running a lot more short routes with him. And like I said, he's not like a super like make you miss type of guy, but what he is good at is he can find the lanes here. Like this is a well schemed up man beater with this crossing route. Got 2 picks basically with the receiver at the bottom of the screen, and I think the tight end here, Ingram, who's also injured. But again, and then he ends up taking a 5-yard pass and getting 40 out of it. So he can run for sure. It is funny though, he doesn't like doesn't look like he's moving fast. Like I'd call him like a natural glider,
Yeah.
and like, but he can cover ground in a hurry. Like this route again, off coverage, so it's not anything terribly special. But what I do like about it is like you can see how he keeps his shoulders down, and again, Stingley's already gotten beat by him twice deep, and he just kind of snaps it off to at the top of the route, and ends up getting an easy first down. Like he's a really good route runner too. Got good change of direction. Like when we talk about it, we've pointed this out with like guys like Trey Tucker in the past. Like he doesn't float, drift backwards and bring Stingley back into the play. He stays tight to that line, helps his quarterback out, and gets the first down. That's the problem. Is you play him in press, he can beat you, and you play off coverage, he can run. He's a good enough route runner that you can take advantage of you too. This was more of a matchup thing. Like I don't know, what would you call this route, Marcus? A little like juke route almost, like
stick and nod.
Stick and nod. There we go. I knew I shouldn't have known that one. But yeah, we'll stick and nod here again. Get him matched up on a linebacker, put it up, let him go win. Easy touchdown. They do have a decent scheme to get him open, but like I said, like they try and force feed him the ball. This can be the screen I was talking about. Again, they opened up against the Jets, trying to do this a lot, probably partially because they were afraid of 95 here in the Jets pass rush. And Mac Jones, not as we saw earlier, throwing the ball down the field is not his strength.
Yeah.
So they were trying to just get Brian Thomas the ball in his hands because, again, he's their only playmaker. And this one was probably the best one he had. Again, it's not anything too special, but got 3rd and 8 here, or 3rd and 7, excuse me. What I liked about this is after he catches it, he sets this guy up pretty well. Where like you're going to see him like kind of fake inside here, and that holds him and sets up 85's walk, and then just gets to the outside. That's what he is good at after the catch is he finds the lane really well. Not really going to make you miss or anything per se, but he'll find the lane and he can set guys up like decently. Boy, this a little man coverage route, nice little nice slant. One thing he is really good at the goal line, and part of it is with his press releases, obviously his off coverage, but one thing he is good at is getting to square, giving himself that two-way go. And then he does have a little wiggle and like some moves to be able to beat pressing and keep you guessing, keep you on your heels as a DB. Ends up being an easy touchdown.
Easy.
Also, by the way, these jerseys by the Jags are sick. They should be there. They're normal.
Those are the 90s ones, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. The Mark Brunell ones. They're clean. Another thing he's really good at too, that it's pretty impressive for a rookie. He finds and sits in holes in zone coverage. Like you see here, like kind of runs this little dig, kind of hunkers down there and like slows his roll, like not quite as sharp on the break or not quite as quick out of the break. Makes the catch. And then this is what I'm talking about, where he doesn't look like he's moving fast, but he is 6'4" and's got those long strides and he can glide. And on top of it too, he finds like the optimal lane. Get up the field a little bit, tack on some extra yards.
Yeah, he's explosive.
Yeah. Real. He's dangerous for sure. All right, I think this is the last one here. Again, this one can be against press coverage, a little soft shoe here. Nice little release. Nice little shake on the route. Again, just find the open lane. Like he's a pretty good player, man. Pretty good dude, or a pretty good receiver for a rookie. There's a lot of vet route savvy stuff. Like we've seen Devontae do this in the past. Sorry to bring that guy up. But again, nice little shake to beat press and find the open lane. Run away from the safety. Got a little ball security here. The goal line, 2 hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Put it in the paint. Yeah. So pretty impressive dude. They do a lot of like creative stuff with him that to get him those matchups like I saw against the linebacker and help him beat man coverage. And he can also beat man coverage on his own too. Sometimes he doesn't even need that help, but he's the key to their offense right now. It's very clear their prerogative is get number 7 the ball. I think I got it up on PFF here. Let's see. I think it's got like 35 targets. Yeah, 34 targets in the last 3 games. So tell you a lot. 14 in the last one. And again, they peppered him with screens in the beginning of that Jets game. So he's the key to their offense. And the Raiders do want to win. The Raiders do want to get some padding for AP's resume at the end of the year. They got to stop him. Got to have an answer for him.
Yeah, because I mean the Raiders' problem is stopping the pass. I was looking at some of the EPA stats, and since the bye week, they're 8th in EPA versus the run, but 25th against the pass. So yeah, they're struggling against the pass right now, and Jack Jones, and they're gonna do some double moves on Jack Jones, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
exactly. Yeah,
especially
that route. Yeah, that route I showed at the beginning against Stingley, that little like stutter and go or whatever into a post, like you can expect to see that. I wouldn't be surprised if they try that early, especially like you said with how last week ended with the Falcons being able to get Jack Jones on that double move for an easy touchdown. So
yeah. So he's gonna be targeted a lot. They're probably gonna move him around, move him inside. I think the Raiders, they got to be ready for those mesh. Doug Pearson does love him some mesh.
yeah,
he does love a mesh route. Has never seen a mesh route he doesn't like. So he will run that, and so the linebackers gotta be ready for that. The Raiders just gotta be ready for what Doug Pearson really likes to do on offense and try to move him around. Especially if they like move him inside and get in those 1-on-1s and man to man. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of an issue because Nate Hobbs is back, which was I didn't even really notice until like the second quarter last week. So much I was paying attention, but he's back in there, so we'll see how much they play a little better on defense with him back out there. And it might be the reason why they played better on defense last week a little bit since he was out there. So,
well, that and Kirk.
Oh yeah, and the guy got pitched. But we're playing. You were saying we're playing Mac Jones, so it's not like it's like
very true, very true.
Like, big difference, right?
Yeah.
Playing Mac Jones.
What's better, Kirk Cousins at 37 coming off Achilles or Mac Jones?
Yeah, and Mac Jones doesn't have Drake London and Kyle Pitts and and Darnell Mooney and all those guys out there. So and Bijan Robinson and what I'm saying. So we'll see how this goes. But I think the Raiders are consistent at stopping the run at this point. It's just I guess last week it was a little bit different, but we'll see how these guys go. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get to this. All right, so we're gonna start off with Josh Hines-Allen. You want to make sure you get that name right here. Since he changed his name up, but he start basically because he's the best player on his defense, right? I mean that's the factor, and he's gonna be going up against Colt Miller. He lines up on the side every single time, but he's just a really good player, So see him against a run here, right? I think it gets Fashanu right there. Fashanu doesn't even get his hands inside, but you see how he's just able to power through him, stand him up, basically set the edge really well there, and then rip under here, right, and then get into that tackle. So you can see what he could do in playing the run here. And a lot of times he's making plays by himself because a lot of these guys aren't helping him. Because I mean, if he's getting blocked, just look at everybody else. You know what I mean? If he's getting blocked, if he doesn't make this play, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So this is a great example of what he is like the key guy to this defensive line. So this is another good play here too, which I really like is that he. So he sees the guy pulling, so he slants himself over to he knows where this play is going, right? And he's able to beat this tight end super easily. Tight end really gets no leverage or anything on him right there, and he's just able to go and make that play right there, make a good play right on that one. So watch it one more time. Sees where that counter's going because like I said, even watch the other defensive linemen, like they're not moving like him. This is in my opinion, it's a little bit of him too. Just recognizing the play. So yeah, he could play for these guys, man. He can play. So it's just something. I mean, because if you just don't let him go and just let him play, he's gonna keep making plays like this, right? So if you got to worry about him, in my opinion, it's another good player right here too. It's just the way he reads and reacts, and that's something I really liked out of him when he was coming out. Because the Raiders had a chance to draft him. Sore spots here. He could be a Raider, right? He could be matched up with Max Crosby. But anyways, you see right here on this one, how he just recognizes things so well, and he's so quick off the ball, and he makes plays. This is why he makes a lot of plays in the backfield. All right, here's this one playing zone read here against the Eagles, right? So the Jags do a good job because the Jags have these guys scraping over the top to stop Jalen Hurts, but he does a good job of staying patient here and staying square too because that's Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? So I think he did a good job of staying square here because that's why in college you played outside linebacker. He really didn't play pass rusher in college. You can kind of see it here, him making plays like that. So there's a little bit of outside, like pure outside linebacker in him too because this is a great job of him staying square and making that tackle.
Yeah.
All right, here's some him rushing the passer a little bit. Now, What I will say about Josh Allen is that he's not the most explosive pass rusher, but he has such a motor that if something's not open downfield, the next thing you know that he's coming, right? So you see
Yeah.
it here with this one. You see, Deshaun Watson doesn't want to throw this ball, and you see what's happening outside with here. He's able to rip through, keep his motor going, and get to that sack.
Ben too, man.
Yeah. You see it right there.
A lot of guys just get ridden by the quarterback right there, and he's just able to turn that tight corner, almost like a 90-degree turn.
Mm-hmm. Get that sack right there. All right, here's one against the Eagles. Watch this one. So this one, he goes for the bull rush here, right? Gets a little push. What I like about this one right here, you see when he gets closer to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts starts to move, he rips through. He rips through and then finishes off with a sack right there. So you could tell like they're trying to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket here, right? They're trying to keep him in the pocket, so he's doing a nice little bull rush, right? But then when he sees him starting to move and knows I can go get him, he's not coming my way. I just rip through. I go get the sack. So
Nice rush by 52 there too. Who's that?
What's that rush right there?
Is that Hamilton?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, man, to be honest.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so here's another one here. This one, like I said, just pure bend and motor against Laramie Tunsil here. You see he just rips through, keeps ripping, just keeps bending a little bit, and gets a sack on CJ Stroud. So, I mean, you got to worry about him. He'll get some sacks on you. You know what I'm saying? If something's not open downfield and you're holding on to the ball, he will be right there. So let's get to the rest of his defense. So I'm just going to kind of let this stuff run. I'm not going to really get too deep into it. So you see here, just big gaps. And we saw this, with Sir Corbick, making this run against Tampa Bay. And, he missed it last week, but just see where Josh Jacobs sees that. And then these guys can't really tackle. They're just stripping off of, Josh Jacobs, he's not really running fast. He's not really running fast here. He's not really running fast. Yeah. All right. So here's the play that I posted on Twitter. This play is crazy because this is third and 17. Okay, guys. And it's just funny. Like even this corner, like he doesn't even realize that it's a run. He went totally with this blocker. All these guys are in the same area for some reason. And then Saquon Barkley has not been touched, and he just runs it. Stop runs everybody for a touchdown. People were saying we don't have any running backs to do that, but I swear Amir Abdullah could score here. I swear he would have.
Yeah. Amir Abdullah can score when he does get touched on a draw.
Like look at this hole. Man. It's so bad. And then you can get some Breece Hall, who didn't do very well against them, but I think a lot of it, I don't know what's wrong with Breece Hall this year, but you can see this hole. And I said this is what I was talking about earlier. If Josh Hines-Allen doesn't win on the outside, he doesn't set the edge well, nobody else is gonna win. He's able to run all over these guys. And for some reason, they don't guard the seams really well. So on this one, you're going to see him they're going to be running cover 2, right? And since this opens up right away, you see the seam is wide open for Drake May. Makes a nice throw there. Touchdown. Watch it one more time. I don't know. The safety just get way too wide there. Touchdown. And then, they just don't guard seams well. I just don't understand it. And then here's another one, Garrett Wilson just wide open by himself. Nobody guards Garrett Wilson. and you kind of can see the confusion here because, he runs the out route. This guy, they're so worried about Devontae Adams, too. That's a big part of this. You can see they're so worried about Devontae. And that opens it up there a little bit, but up to see.
I kind of think that might be a coverage bust because if you look at the two linebackers, they're right next to each other, and it feels like one of them should probably be doing playing Tampa coverage, like dropping.
Yeah,
because the safeties have no I don't know, maybe I'm giving them too much credit, or not the safeties, but the two deep half defenders have no, they look like they expected someone else to be there. I guess it's just yeah.
This is blown coverage. You're right. It is, but you know what I'm saying. But
yeah. But the fact that you're having coverage busts and week 15 is not good.
Exactly. And then like, look away if you hate Devontae Adams. But you also, when they play cover two, if you get a guy inside, they are with their linebackers are toast. You see right here, like Devontae, this is just easy.
Yeah, I saw when I was doing some research on this game, Lloyd's given up like 400 and something yards, and like 119, 120 of them were to Devontae last week. So the Jets figured out something where they could just get Devontae on a linebacker, and the Jaguars didn't adjust.
Yeah, touchdown, easy.
Or if they did, it was too late. Yeah,
and then even if it's like man to man too, you see here Garrett Wilson just eating up number 3. Let's take this Tyrone Campbell here. Easy stuff, easy wide. This guy's wide open. There's guys wide open all over it. Because even you look at the bottom here, Javonte Adams is open too. Like you look at the bottom, Adams is open. There's just guys wide open all over the field against these guys, man. It's just bad. And then here we get another coverage bust, right? So everybody goes inside. Cisco, Darnell Savage goes inside, and for some reason nobody's guarding Dalton Schultz. Just nobody is, and this is late in the season, and this is a couple weeks ago, right? I mean,
yeah, we got 3 guys covering whoever that is in the middle on the hash right there.
2 guys on Nico Collins, and just nobody guards Dalton Schultz, and he just walks in for a touchdown.
Man.
So yeah, and then like I said, if you could put somebody in the slot, and when these guys get into like their cover 2 looks, they are toast, man, because you just attack these linebackers. So I mean, this is a great throw by Goff. This is a dart right here, and I like this concept because it's kind of, you have to time this really well, because if they don't time this really well, they're gonna run into each other, hit him in this back or something. But you see this safety here. He's running with this guy now, and you just throw it right behind him. Boom, boom, touchdown. I think that's Devin Lloyd again.
Yeah, good luck catching Jameson Williams.
No, that's 23 right there.
Yeah, I was saying good luck catching Jameson Williams. Is that Williams? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I tell you what, man, watching that makes me a little bit feel a little bit better about watching the Raiders defense, because the Raiders defense has been bad. Like they've had, don't get me wrong, it's been tough to watch over the last few weeks, but it's not that bad. Like that was pretty awful. Like I said, coverage busts in week 15, and like simple ones with like 3 guys covering 1 person. Like that's pretty ugly. Like, so there's a chance to win if you want them to win. There is. It really is.
Oh, it's so it was so bad. It's so hard. I just like, man, these guys are just really bad on defense. Like they're 32nd in EPA in every area. They're overall pass.
Who's their DCO?
I gotta look this up.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know much about the Jags.
Yeah, to me either. Ryan Nielsen.
Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting a job after this. Maybe he will. You never know with these guys. They know people. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he's getting another DC job after this, because it's just. I was like, man, like Raiders fans might be really mad at this game. Like Aiden O'Connell comes out here and does like 250 or something. it's a possibility, because just how bad they are, and they really don't have any guys who could. The Raiders have pretty good receivers too. Let's keep it real. Jaquan Myers is pretty good. Chuck Tucker, Brock Bowers, right? Even Michael Mayer, right? There's some guys here that could move the ball with, maybe. So we'll see though. Like you said, the Raiders are a bad team too. Again, man, the Raiders could come out and make the Jags look great. We don't know.
Yeah. If I've learned anything in the last 20 years of being a Raiders fan, like there's been plenty of games where I'm like, oh, they're going to win this one. And guess what? Something else happens on Sunday. They've proven to me over the years, and even this year, that they'll find a way. They'll find a way to lose. But yeah, I again, just watching that, I'm like, man, if it really is, if they can find an answer, and if they can just bracket Brian Thomas like the whole game and keep him in check, which in check could be like 100 yards, like they should win the game.
Yeah.
Like there's really not much that makes you worried about with the Jaguars, except for, I guess, Hines-Allen too. But again, if you have to worry about one guy on each side of the ball, I like, in the NFL, like those are pretty good odds.
Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, the Raiders are still favored, I think, right? They're favored to win this game for like the first time in weeks. So, I mean,
Last time I checked, I
Vegas,
think it's still 1.5. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's a small favor, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's the first time they've been favored since the
It's the
Browns,
Browns
maybe.
game. Yeah. And they won that one. That was the last win.
I know. People. That's what I'm saying. Like watching this defense, I was watching defense. Like, oh man, some fans are gonna be really mad after this game. I think they're gonna be really pissed. They're gonna be pissed. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them though. All right, man. Anything else? Anything other comments? Nothing.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah,
I think we'll see, man. It should be an interesting game, to use the term loosely.
The Tank Bowl is here, guys. The Tank Bowl is here. We've made it. All right. So hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Quick little preview of the game against the Jaguars, the Tank Bowl. Get ready for that, guys. It's bowl season and the Raiders are participating. So we're excited. We're excited about this. But we're out of here. Peace.